Good afternoon. This is Kevin from the Center for Responsible Tourism Singapore. And as the title says, as you can see from the title, what I'm going to share with you is sustainability for travel agents and tour operators. It should no longer be seen as expensive. It is not something out of this world. It shouldn't be, it is never and shouldn't be considered as something special, something only the bigger players do, something that is out of reach of the small operators, something that is complicated and expensive. I think these are the common rhetoric or common statements that I hear in my conversations once in a while with travel agencies, managers, and bosses. So, and the last time I heard such a statement being repeated was a couple of weeks ago when I was talking. I was at a networking event. And I was talking to somebody who works in one of the fairly big travel agents, and the same statement came up, and I felt quite tempted to correct this person, but I did not really. It is not expensive. Being sustainable is not and should not be seen as complicated and expensive. It is something that is going to take you some time. It is something that potentially once in a while might require you to make small financial investments, but a lot of sustainability initiatives can be done at little or no cost. And this is not a lie. It's a myth that sustainability costs money. It is not a myth that sustainability costs you time, because you indeed must be able to invest time as you go about implementing the different sustainability actions or practices. So uh, let me use the next few minutes to share with you why sustainability for travel agents and tour operators is necessary, and they are usually not complicated, and they do not cost you an arm and a leg. Now, your biggest customers should be in the age range of what we call millennials. At least millennials form quite a big portion of your clientele, and I think that percentage will increase in the next few years. Now, in the space of the next 5 to maybe 7 years, there is another group of people, the Gen Z, who will be your biggest customer, or if not your second biggest customers. Right now, they are 20, 22, 23, 24 years old, and they do not really have the purchasing power to be your customers regularly enough. But this is the group that in 5 to 7 years' time, or 5 to 6 years' time, they will be traveling and they will be paying for most of their travels. And these are the people whom their companies will be sending on business trips once in a while. So these two groups, the Gen Y and the Gen Z. Gen Z is the people between 17 or 18 to 29. And I think Gen Y, millennials, is the group between 30 to 39 or 40. Yep. So these are the two groups who, interestingly, or for some people, unfortunately, are talking about sustainability. These are the two groups of people who buy sustainable stuff, who, when they shop for things, they want to make sure at least once in a while or occasionally they try and look out for whether the products that they buy are made from sustainable sources of materials, whether the processes involved in making what they are buying are responsible or sustainable enough. And so these are people who will, from time to time, look for green labels, sustainable certification, and for travel agents and tour operators now and in the next few years, it is very important to consider sustainability. I'm not a I am not a sustainability certification body, so I'm not here to sell certification. Although I do help clients to go through the certification process, and I also do training. Sustainability need not, and because it is not expensive and it shouldn't be seen as expensive, there are things that you can do that are not costly. There are very simple initiatives or things that you can do in your business and in your operations, in your office, where you can be environmentally friendly. You can contribute to social sustainability, and it doesn't cost you a lot in terms of financial investments. You can you will need to activate certain resources like your human resources, and you will need to, your employees will need to carve out time. You some of the things that you do may require a little bit of patience, because it involves changing the mindsets of your consumers. For example, you may need to, going forward in your offices and in road shows like exhibitions, you may want to consider using a bit more electronic means of communications rather than printing out tons and tons of paper brochures. You may need to stop using single-use plastics like the plastic bottles for your water for your passengers, and in your office for your customers who walk into your offices. You will need to think about having activities in your itinerary that contributes to enriching or improving the lives of the local people at the destinations. A very simple example: include one or two activities in your itinerary that enables interaction between your customers and local residents in the places, whether the places is Sri Lanka or Malaysia or Thailand. Yeah, and this contributes to this potentially can contribute not only to uh, economic sustainability to the local people at the places where your passengers go to, because your passengers buy things from these people. um, some of the things, the activities that you intentionally put in your itinerary can go a long way to contribute to the efforts of local communities in things like cultural preservation. Bringing people to artisan crafts, a shop that sells artisanal or locally made crafts and handicrafts. Not only are we talking about putting money into the hands of local communities, but we're also talking about helping or creating through your presence, through the presence of your tourists, creating this incentives amongst the local people to continue this traditional practice. And so this continuation means that there is a good reason uh, for them to continue doing this, making the handicrafts, and you actually contribute to the preservation of heritage and culture. And so sustainability is not complicated. There's a lot of things you can do as travel agents and tour operators that are not complicated. I once shared in a training with a local DMC that they can consider bringing local people, bringing their tourists who may come from all sorts of different places outside Singapore, bringing them here because you are a DMC. So your job is bringing them into Singapore. Include visiting places where your customers or these travelers get a chance to see the disappearing traits in Singapore, where they get a chance to see things that reflect 50, 60 years ago in Singapore, that may no longer be around in the next 10, 20 years. Bring them to visit businesses that sell things that, and these could be businesses that might not be around for a long time. Yeah. So this contributes to the preservation of local heritage and culture. And this is what people are looking for these days. And this is part of sustainability. Sustainability is not just only always talking about the polluted air, keeping the air clean, keeping the rivers and the oceans clean, because there's this social aspect of sustainability that we often don't talk enough about. And so, travel agents and tour operators, sustainability is never meant to be expensive. It requires you to be innovative. Your employees will enjoy working in a travel agent or in a tour operator that does very meaningful things like contributing to cultural preservation, contributing to preserving the local landscape. Your employees, especially the younger ones, will find meaning in engaging in all these things. And so it's a myth that that sustainability will add financial costs. um, it does require you to perhaps spend a little bit financially, but it's never meant to be something that will put a large dent on your P&L statement. When done creatively, when you have a better understanding of what sustainability is about, when people in your company has a very good understanding of the very broad aspects of sustainability, in the specific context of travel, tourism, and for travel agents and tour operators. That's all I want to say. And thank you. Look forward to speaking with you again, probably next year. Have a good end of the year festivities. Goodbye.